There once was a fella named Daniel Rave, who spent all his days in a chilly dark cave, high up in the Highlands of damp foggy Wales, or Scotland, he guessed by the moss on his snails. He didn't know how he had gotten in there. Perhaps he'd been dropped by a pass-along bear, or slipped on a turnip and rolled off a cliff, or woke from a nap feeling terribly stiff. His home was a cavern of boulders and mud, where raindrops fell down with a splattering thud. He didn't have neighbors, he didn't have friends, just damp woolen socks that he constantly mends. He spent every morning in search of his tea by shaking the cones off a juniper tree, then trapping a squirrel to roast on a stick, which gave him a bellyache awful and sick. For Daniel was cursed with the dreadful bad luck. Whatever he touched seemed to instantly stuck. He fell in a ditch while attempting to leap, and landed face first in a sleeping white sheep. He tried to start fires with flint and a stone, and somehow managed to set fire his bone. Well, not his real bone, but his favorite club, which landed right inside his bathwater tub. One Tuesday he woke with a terrible frown, a sharp stinging pain in his back upper crown. His mouth was on fire, his jaw was in shock. He felt like he'd bitten a granite hard rock. A terrible toothache had taken its hold. It throbbed and it pounded, aggressive and bold. It throbbed like a drum in a Highland marching band, the worst kind of ache in the whole soggy land. He groaned and he shouted, "Oh blazes and rot, this molar is tying my mouth in a knot." He poked it with sticks and he rubbed it with mud. He washed it with water he found in a puddle. He tried to distract it by standing on head and eating a pine cone instead of his bread, which only made 3 other teeth start to whine, and filled up his gums with the sticky pitch pine. He tried using string that he made out of grass, and tied up the tooth to a heavy brass pass. Well, actually just to a big heavy boulder, then pushed the huge rock right over his shoulder. He thought it would yank out the trouble inside. Instead he was dragged down the mountainside. He bounced down the heather, he bumped on his knee, and landed head first in a stinging nettle tree. The rock didn't pull out the tooth that was sore, it just gave poor Daniel 100 wounds more. He lay in the mud with his feet in the air. A squirrel sat watching him start to despair. The squirrel just giggled and chittered with glee. "That's what you get, Dan, for trying to eat me." Then dropped down a chestnut right onto his nose, and scampered away on its furry little toes. Poor Daniel crawled back to his cave in the dark, without any fire, without any spark. He sat on his rock and he nursed his poor jaw, the luckiest loser that you ever saw. He lives in his cavern to this very day, where trouble and mishaps are never away. So if you see Daniel in high Scottish mist, don't give him a nut. He just cannot resist.